Hey guys, this is Just a Guy here. I haven't recorded much in a while and my voice is going, so forgive me for this, but I want to record this because I made a pretty cool thing in this new game, MineMogul. I'm not going to show you a step-by-step build, but I just like how I got it going, my end fortress. My base generally runs at about 3,700 items. A lot of that's because I route absolutely everything from the base through this one sorter right here to begin with. I actually have it outputting from the two halves of the base here, and this just sorts everything between the ores to get crushed and everything else. Basically the coal comes from the side, but it doesn't really matter. This crushes everything. Oops, sorry, it's a little hard to navigate my base. It's a little on the full side. There we go. So after it's crushed, they get separated, right? They go this way. Oops. Alright, so watch me fail a bunch of times trying to jump around. But it gets crushed, gets sent this way. It actually goes all the way over here to my iron and gold section. I have 6 smelters of iron going. Probably could do with 5, maybe 4 if you split it really well. But this just ensures that everything goes the right way. It goes through this splitter right here. All the iron goes on this side, everything else goes that way, and then the gold goes on this one right there. So the iron comes around, goes through 2 double splitters or whatever, so it splits it into 4. And then the 2 inner ones get split again. This one gets split by a splitter, right, to go to that one, and then that one. And this one gets split by a drop chute just because, and it goes to the other 2. And then the outer 2 just get their own. But to prevent overflow from them, I have grabber arms. Just taking a couple. Sorry for the edit, but I just coughed really bad. But so these side pieces have some grabber arm just to take a couple out, and they put in some of the other ones. It makes it so this basically never overflows. If you have issues, I noticed that overflows of the furnaces are the biggest thing, because the ore pieces just sort of stack there and they're constantly moving. A lot of lag. And sorry for the coughs, guys. I'm editing it out, but it's going to look weird. So after the iron is made, they get all fed through this front piece, right? A bunch of merger pieces just going this way. Feed into a iron rod machine, mostly because the iron rod machine doesn't really seem to have an input maximum. Like, as long as the iron pieces fit in there, it'll just keep making rods, so it's like a nice little overflow. This grabber arm takes them up here to this belt, which feeds around. Oops, sorry. Which feeds around up here. Goes all the way up there to a drop chute, which splits it 3 ways. So we got these 2 that drop down here, and 2 of these little chute hat boxes that are closed. And then the other one goes this way to here. The reason why I have them in 3s, originally I did them 1 and it worked okay, but every once in a while the arms would lock up for whatever reason, like you can see right now. Sometimes they just don't move, like this one right here hasn't even tried to get a piece. And they'll back up, and the box overflowed and it fell pieces everywhere. So with 3 boxes, there's a lot more overflow protection. Rarely do all 3 lock up at once. So, I guess this one right here is not moving much. This one's getting them all, so they're kind of piling up over here. But eventually, the other ones will start picking up again, and it generally does it before, you know, you get a real massive overflow problem. And again, I just use the merger conveyors so that if a bunch start to land on here, some of them will start to go this way as they get pulled off. And these all make plates, which is kind of cool. That's why I made this all. I wanted to be a big giant production in the main area. I didn't want a bunch of smaller ones. So here's all the plates. They just come down here. Oh, get rid of this. I can get over there. Can't I get rid of that? There we go. You have to be careful. Sometimes your own hitbox will collide with things. So I just come over here. I use a roller bed ledge to make them go up and over, because otherwise they get stuck on most regular conveyor belts. This corner piece is actually useful because it makes the pieces align more to the left edge. And if they're close enough to the left edge, this pipe roller will pick them up without it actually having input feed. And then this one just outputs it there. They go around another corner and they go through another pipe roller. They get picked up sometimes they pass by. They get passed by, they just go over. And that way it never backs up, it never overflows. This grab arm here is just because once in a great while, 2 or 3 items will try to go in at the same time and it'll get backed up. That grab arm sort of prevents it. And it also helps make things go split up a little more through all my polishing stations. As you can see, I just think this is impressive looking. A lot of these belts are just extra stuff for the random occasional times where something falls over. Anytime I found something on the ground, like somehow they phase through those belts in foot of the floor, I just put one down here so they'd go up and over. Same with over here where too many pieces are going down the one lane, so I just have a grabber belt that grabs them once in a while. Sometimes the arms compete with each other and grab the same one multiple times, but it's fine. Helps prevent the biggest issue with the finished products going off the rails. Right, so back over here we have the gold section. It's only split 3 ways. It was one of the first splitters I built, so it's not actually that great. It's just one down the middle and then 2 grabber arms on the edge over here taking out more, and then this one back here just grabbing it over there. It's really hard to split things 3 ways or 5 ways or any odd number, because the double splitters always do 2 and then 4 and then 8, you know. I find the grab arms work pretty good with high volume things, because you can't pick up everything, so some get by, some don't. If you have a slower build though, the grab arms will basically pick up absolutely everything, which might be an issue, because there is no control over the amount. And then we got this over here. This is my copper section. It's the next biggest after iron. These are just the shaker tables. I have a couple throughout my base that kind of prevent items from too much coal being on the line. Because that's like a major lag thing. When I turned off all the shaker tables to get the MineMogul feet, the 20,000 I believe it was. Oh, it resets to 0 when you complete it. Oh, I thought it showed how much I had. But, yeah, when I turned it off to get the 20,000 coal, my item count went up like 5,000 or something. It was kind of crazy. As far as I know, I have every machine on, and most of them are on the turbo bits. So mine is usually about 3,700 average, unless something starts piling up or breaking. As far as I know, it's fairly good now. I can usually run it for an hour or 2 without it getting too many extra items. Every once in a while something phases through the bottom. But this is the 3rd sorter. All the copper cut and coal kind of stuff comes here. Copper goes to the right to the machines, and then the coal and gems just go through the shaker tables, and then all the excess gems and stuff go there. The center one used to be the overflow of anything extra when I used to like put the coal straight through, or before I sorted something. Because I think this is the 2nd one I built. The iron was actually last. But the copper just comes through a double splitter again, right? So we got 2 goes this way and 2 goes this way. So after they go this way, they split twice again. And then a grabber arm just sort of makes the 3rd one, right? Just picks them up and puts it behind it automatically. This one has another splitter just 2 that way, and then this grab arms right here. It's not the most ideal, but I ran out of space because of this input thing. You can't build right next to it or in it or anything. And then the grab arm just puts them up and around here, so it splits it 6 ways each way, or 3 ways each way. And they all come down here, and as you can see, there's no overflow, right? These chutes are nice and all, but once it overflows, they will start spilling out the sides, which can cause issues, get slag, and other good stuff going on. But all these pretty much keep going. Once in a while, one will get a little bit higher than the others, but the splitters cause enough delay between batches that it won't do any issues. I just have a splitter here now for the ingots, just to make 2 things. Rods are over there. I had that off originally to get all the ingots for the MineMogul count of 5,000 ingots or whatever. These ones just fall this way, fall straight down. They go into the roller, they go into the roller. If this thing picks it up, they go into the other roller, so it helps split it. If absolutely all the ingots go down on one side like I was doing to try to get the final feet, it will be a little too much for this one little system. But they just come out, go down. This is what I built first, actually, before the iron one. Is same thing where they go around. If they're slightly tilted or crooked, they'll get sucked up, right? It happens the most on this one if 2 or more hit each other, because they don't have the corner pieces like this right here to make them be more aligned to the left. And then this one sucks them up, and then they just put them out and go. And then you can just go around the corners. I have this robot arm here just because once in a great while too many items go around the corners and it starts to overspill. So I just put this here to make it a little easier on everything. If it does overspill though, it just goes on here and gets put into the other one for the most part. That's again, like I just have these things here just in case something goes over. It's usually rods have the biggest issue. And then everything goes through the polishers last. I know you can do the ingots first to make everything easier, but I just find it easier to do everything last, and it looks cool. So that's... Oh, and then the gold's right here. The gold mate here goes for these. I have 2 rod things because I need rods more than that, and then plates. The gold pipes weren't part of the feet, so I didn't really make it in there. Originally, the middle one was also the ingots, just to get the ingot feet. But yeah, guys, this was my thing. It makes quite a bit. No real issues anymore. I probably spent like 20 hours on this game so far, just fixing everything, and I just think it looks so cool having all this production going on in one area. You know, I know you can build everything separately in every areas, but I just like this. And as you can see, I'm still at about 3,700. So in the 10-15 minutes or whatever it took to record this, it still hasn't gone up. And as you can see, everything basically just comes in from the sides. This one is basically the only one I went through here eventually. I can barely get to my buying area actually. But everything comes through here. A couple shaker tables, like I said, on the line just to lower the count of ores. So far as I know, I got all the pieces in all the places going. A lot of them are the hard miners. I kept a couple of the other ones just for the emeralds, but I don't even need the emeralds anymore. I could actually upgrade them if I wanted to. But yeah, this is what my base looked like. I would say I'm most happy with having being able to do everything in the middle like I wanted. Because originally it was looking like I would have to start building maybe here because it's so much bigger. And then like here's where I tried out the roller plates or the roller tables because they're a little faster. Some people say they cause more lag. I don't know about that. But and I haven't had too many items fall off here that I noticed. But then again, that's not a very tight packed belt. I know if it was a fuller belt, it might be an issue. But I also tried this out here because it's like one of the furthest places from my base, the central processing area. So them moving a little bit faster here is fine. But as you saw on some of my other belts, they're really packed with resources. So if you tried that there, it'd be an issue. I actually haven't mined very much of the stuff on the ground. I got rid of my pickaxe a while ago just to have more space in my inventory. Once I figured out I got everything that I needed to get. This is the gold area? Or, no, iron area. And then there's that one little special room. It's sort of hidden. I don't remember how to get there. I not memorize the map too much. Oh, speaking of, I don't have my pickaxe. I can't get out there. But yeah, I like this game. I think it's really cool. I spent a lot of time optimizing and fixing everything. I was a little disappointed that after I played the demo that the air cannons didn't really get improved at all. They still kind of fire randomly and ricochet off the things badly, so you can't really use them. To the point where I can't even think of a reason to use them. They only go like 7 or 8 blocks or tiles or whatever. Oh, here's the sort of hidden area that most people might not know about. I think it's one of the most well-known areas. But you just go through this corner here. Originally blocked by something, and you get the 3rd elevator shaft. Right, and there's like 4 things in here. I just piped them up over through here. Went down. I found the easiest way. But yeah, this is my base, and I just think it's a great game. I hope they keep updating it. So far, a couple times a month they've been updating it. It's an early alpha. What's to say? Early access 1.29. Last update was some walled conveyor splitters, which I've used quite a bit. They added these walled conveyors not too long before that, and these vertical splitters, which really helped keep up with sorting, because previously all the sorters, see, one item got stuck there, but what can you do about it, you know? For the most part, it keeps up. When I was going a little over 5,000 to 6,000 items, when I had the coal going, those vertical splitters did actually mess up and get stuck and start overflowing all over the ground. But for the most part, everything works pretty good right now. I'm really happy with what I did with the pipes going around the corners and feeding in from the side. And I just love my iron section. How fast it is. So that's what I was talking about, where they just keep going through and tons upon tons of rods will come out the other side, and grab our arm will unstick it. So it works even better than the ingot straightener. And surprisingly, despite bouncing over the place, the stuff goes through, and if they do go over, well, this is just another drop area for that, so it's all good. But yeah, guys, this is Just a Guy signing off. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this turns out okay with my voice going away. Bye.